Steve Spangenberg from the Home-Based Business Tax Coach, and today we're going to talk about lines that trigger audits on your Schedule C. Now, once again, before we start, I am a home-based business tax expert. I've been preparing home-based business tax returns now for over 47 years, and I think I have a pretty good idea of what triggers an audit. And I hope you stick with me today and go through all these lines on your Schedule C. I do taxes for people that are in home-based businesses, multi-level marketing, direct sales, small cleaning businesses, and such like that. Once again, this is not legal advice. All tax situations might not apply to everybody. And check with your tax preparer before you do anything. And, we got all the legal stuff out of the way. Let's just move on. And why do these things trigger audits? We're going to go line by line, and it is kind of boring, I think, but I hope I can spice it up for you. I'm going to go to my trusty dusty Schedule C, and we're talking about people who file Schedule Cs that are sole proprietorships or LLCs that aren't structured as a sub S corp or a regular corp. So it's just who files taxes on their Schedule C. Now, let's have a look here. And I drink while I do this. I drink my little drink to keep my voice going. The first, and you'll see the Schedule C pop up on here so that you can follow. First line is line 8. Advertising. Now, the reason why this is an audit trigger is because in the automatic, the IRS compares a lot of things automatically in your Schedule C. They compare line 7, which is your total gross income. They compare line 7 to every other line after 7. And they want to see if, say, like advertising is more than your gross income, because it doesn't make any sense. Why would you spend $10,000 in advertising to get $6,000 in sales? Sometimes that does happen. But does that mean that you have to put it on your Schedule C like that and trigger something that, could get you not necessarily in trouble, but you have to go through a process? I'd say no. So, and a lot of businesses that I deal with, their line 7 is not that high, and if they put all their advertising on line 8, it could be a trouble for them. So what I do is I don't put things on line 8 advertising. I go down to line. Of course, I have to keep my phone on just in case my wife wants me, because she is handicapped. So I have to keep my phone on even though I'm recording. I like to go down to part 5, which is other expenses, and I put advertising as promotions. Same difference. So I put advertising down here as promotions. So keep line 8 clear. So moving on. Line 10, commissions and fees. A lot of folks want to put, if they have casual workers, like people that do newsletters for them, things like that, they like to put that information on line 10, commissions and fees, or if they pay out affiliate commissions or something like that. I like to keep that clean, because it automatically triggers that they're looking for 1099. So up in the Schedule C on line I, as in indigo, it says, "Did you make any payments in 2025 that would require you to file Form 1099?" So if there's a disconnect there, you might have commissions and fees. Say you have like $2,500 in commission and fees, and you don't have this 1099 box checked, even though you might have 10 people only getting $250, have to do 1099s, but the IRS is going to just flag that anyway and say it's a disconnect between those two lines. So once again, you're avoiding that automatic look. And I put it, once again, I would put down that in Part 5 other expenses as affiliate commissions or newsletter or whatever you want to say. You just reword it on line, on line 27. I'm sorry, Part 5 other expenses. So next line is insurance other than health. Now this is, there's direct sales people, they have a nominal amount of insurance. Some people, have liability insurance and things like that. I would still, if it's under $200, I'd put it in there. But if you get something over $200 or whatever, I just put it down below once again to try to keep that line clear. Okay. Next line that we're looking at is line number 25, utilities. Now, a lot of people think that this is where you put cell phone and internet. However, this is for, say, like a business. I have a client that has a woodworking business, and they have a separate shed where they have separate electricity. So therefore, they would put that in there in the utilities. But most, 99% of direct sellers, MLMs and such, they don't have utilities. They get that confused with internet and phone. Once again, I would put that down here under Part 5. I would list cell phone and internet separately. Keep this utility line clear. Okay, so those are just, there was only like, what, 1, 2, 3 lines. Okay, 1, 2, 4 lines. Actually, only 4 lines, but they still will trigger. I believe, it's my opinion, my humble opinion, over 47 years, that they do trigger audits. So with that being said, I hope that you learned something from this video. If you got some value out of it and liked it, like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to invest $7 a month into your tax education and get into my school, it's at createmyeconomy.com, and you can go there and learn everything there is to know about taxes and how to save $2,000 to $5,000 per year doing it. Make it a great day.